Hey there, quirky people! Today we're going to look at the powers and abilities of Carnage. Cletus Kasady is a total psychopath. His abusive childhood turned him into a serial killer.
People love serial killers.
We've already made a video covering the origin of Carnage in detail, so make sure that you check out that one as well, because this one's solely dedicated to his powers and abilities. Carnage is not as bulky as other symbiotes like Venom and Riot.
Venom, get in the rocket! No! We won't let you destroy this world.
But it is safe to assume that he is far more dangerous than these two. Before we look at his strengths, it would be amazing if you guys would show some support by clicking the subscribe button. And do press the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future videos. Okay now, let's look at what the murderous symbiote can do. Director Andy Serkis stated that Carnage can turn into mist. He can turn into all manner of tendrils. He can take different forms, and he can make all sorts of crazy projectile weapons with his gooey body. All symbiotes reflect the person who is their host. So the darkness of Carnage, the playfulness, the wit, the strangeness comes from Cletus. He has a real intelligence and a real sense of humor. Now that will be intensified when he bonds with the piece of Venom symbiote that grows inside him. Kasady's murderous tendencies will increase dramatically with the new power that he gets through Brock.
I have tasted blood before, and that is not it.
If you look closely at Carnage in the trailer, he and Cletus Kasady seem to be the same entity.
Oh shit! Where you going? That is a red one! You need to come out right now.
Venom and Eddie are two different individuals who have their own conscience.
You are a loser.
But Carnage and Cletus seem to be a single person. Venom forms around the body of Eddie. But when Carnage emerges, it looks as if he is coming out of Kasady's bloodlines. The symbiote matter actually transforms Kasady's body into Carnage. It's the same as Bruce Banner transforming into the Hulk. And it seems to be happening because Kasady has fully submitted into being the Carnage symbiote. Keeping that in mind, let's go into a bit of detail. Having a better bond with his host, Carnage possesses peak physical strength. His strength is greater than both Venom and Spider-Man combined. You'd be surprised to know that this murderous symbiote is able to lift up to 80 tons. And even that is not his true limit, as his strength increases with his size and variable muscle mass. So it will be interesting to see how Venom manages to overpower the immense strength of the red symbiote that he is so afraid of. He'd be all alone. And along with his strength, Carnage will also have the support of his partner Shriek. Apart from his strength, the Carnage symbiote is capable of massive expansion. If you look at this particular shot, the red symbiote is all over the place. It's almost like Carnage could absorb Venom and Eddie into himself. Because Kasady has totally given his body into becoming a symbiote, it can probably stretch as long as Mr. Fantastic. And it's not just his hands and legs that are capable of stretching. He can use multiple tendrils and stretch them as well. The grip of his tendrils is impossible to escape from, and we've already seen what he can do with his tongue and mouth. Transformation.
It's Carnage.
Because Kasady's body transforms into Carnage, it is also possible that the symbiote could then take different forms. He can make a hole in his body and allow bullets to pass through. And he can mold his body into different shapes depending upon the situation. Apart from his transformation, he can also use his body to create multiple weapons. As we saw in the trailer, the tendrils of Carnage turned into strong, hardcore weapons. Riot was able to create weapons out of his two hands and a few spikes from the rest of his body. But Carnage has all sorts of tendrils that can take the shape of different weapons such as swords, spears, spiky maces, halberds, and whatnot. He can either use them to stab people, or he can also shoot them as sharp projectile weapons to hit a long-range enemy. Besides having his own powers, Carnage is also empowered by Knull. In the comics, Carnage shares a connection to the Clinter god Knull. This connection actually turns him into a demigod. And with the powers bestowed upon him by Knull, he can even mind control other symbiotes.
Oh shit! Where you going? That is a red one! You need to come out right now.
If he survives the events of Venom 2, he could actually lead an army of Carnage symbiotes. Not only can Carnage control other symbiotes, but he can also turn other humans into his drones. In the Absolute Carnage storyline, he turned several homeless people into his puppets. Using them, he formed the Church of Carnage. Venom already feels a bit powerless when we compare him to Carnage. But just imagine if he had to fight an army of Carnage symbiotes.
Oh yeah!
Betty.
We could expect something like that in Venom 3. But for now, Venom could use a few weaknesses of Carnage to gain the upper hand. Carnage is prone to electricity, fire, and sonic frequencies. So once again, Venom will have to play smart and find a way to use high voltage electrical attacks or pyro strikes. Let's see how he'd manage to do that in Venom Let There Be Carnage. Are you excited about the film? Let us know in the comments. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out some more fun videos on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!